A routine dive in British Columbia's cold waters took an unexpected turn when a young humpback whale swam up to a diver and wouldn't leave. This wasn't curiosity, it was a silent plea for help. Beneath its body, covered in thousands of barnacles, lay a shocking discovery that sparked a race against time. What was uncovered? Stay tuned. The sun's rays pierced the water, casting quirky light patterns across the surface of House Sound. While diving in the chilly waters off the coast of British Columbia, Mark Anderson had no idea that this ordinary September day was about to change his life. With over 10 years of diving experience, hundreds of dives, and thousands of underwater photos under his belt, nothing could have prepared him for what he was about to encounter. That day, the visibility was exceptional. About 30 meters. The water was cold, just 12 degrees Celsius, but crystal clear. Mark swam leisurely through forests of seaweed, aiming his camera at glowing starfish scattered along the rocky seabed. He spotted a small group of sea cucumbers and moved in to take some close-up shots. Then he felt it, an almost imperceptible shift in the water's movement. Something big was nearby. Mark turned slowly, expecting a curious seal or maybe a small whale, common in these waters. But what he saw took his breath away. A young humpbacked whale, only about 12 feet long, hovered just a few yards away. Its movements were odd, unlike the usual graceful behavior of these majestic creatures. The calf moved around awkwardly, keeping its eyes locked on the diver as if making sure it was being watched. Its small, unusually expressive eyes, for such a massive creature, seemed to radiate worry, almost pleading for help. Mark held his breath and turned on the camera. The whale swam closer, almost brushing Mark with its huge fin before gliding away in a wide arc, only to return. This happened several times, and it became clear the whale was trying to communicate something. After the fifth or sixth approach, the calf suddenly changed direction and swam off deliberately. After going about 20 meters, it stopped and turned, checking to see if the diver was following. Mark hesitated. Chasing a wild animal in open water can be risky, but something about the calf's behavior, almost desperate, made Mark feel he had to act. He checked his gauge and compass, then began following his unexpected companion. They swam northeast, drifting farther from the shore. The water deepened, and the sunlight began to fade. Every 30 to 40 meters, the calf paused, letting Mark catch up and make sure he was still close behind. With the barnacles finally cleared from one area, Mark knew the job was far from over. What would he discover when he tried to tackle the rest of the whale's body? Before exploring, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much, and if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? After swimming more than 500 meters, they reached a small underwater valley. In the shallow water, Mark saw something that sent a chill through him. A massive humpback whale, at least 14 meters long, suspended almost motionless. From a distance, its body appeared covered in a strange gray mass. As Mark moved closer, he realized it was barnacles. But these weren't the usual small patches seen on whales. This was a thick, solid layer, several centimeters deep in some areas, coating nearly the entire body except for small spaces near the eyes and blowhole. The calf swam toward the larger whale, likely its mother, and nudged her gently, as if encouraging her to move, but she barely responded. Even through the water, Mark could tell her breathing was slow and irregular. Realizing the urgency, he cautiously approached. His hands trembled slightly as he reached for the titanium tool strapped to his belt. He knew that such extreme barnacle growth could signal a serious underlying health issue. Normally, a whale's strong immune system keeps such parasites at bay. Something had weakened her. Carefully, Mark began removing the largest clusters of barnacles. The task was physically demanding. He had to be gentle enough not to damage the whale's skin, yet forceful enough to remove the hardened growth. The calf stayed close, circling protectively and letting out soft vocalizations that echoed through the water. The mother barely moved, occasionally blinking her massive eye as Mark came into view. After nearly 30 minutes of focused work, Mark had cleared an area about the size of a dining table, but as Mark worked to clear the barnacles, He couldn't shake the feeling that something far more dangerous was lurking beneath the surface. What would he discover next? But that was just a drop in the ocean. The massive whale's body was still almost completely covered in barnacles. Mark knew he couldn't handle this alone. On top of that, his air gauge was nearing empty. He surfaced quickly and got his bearings. Back on the boat, he grabbed the radio and called for marine mammal rescue. His voice shook with urgency as he explained the situation. "This is Mark Anderson, certified diver. I'm about a mile northeast of the entrance to House Sound. I found an adult humpback whale in serious condition. Its body is almost entirely covered in barnacles and it's barely moving. There's a calf nearby too. Fortunately, an experienced specialist was on the other end of the line." After confirming the whale's size, condition, and location, the rescue team said they'd be on site within the hour. That hour felt endless. Mark kept diving down with just a mask to make sure the whales were still there. The calf seemed to sense that help was on the way. It stayed close to its mother, no longer splashing or circling, just gently nudging her side with its fin. But what the team found next would completely change the course of this rescue. Exactly 53 minutes later, a specialized marine mammal rescue vessel appeared on the horizon. On board were 6 professionals, 2 veterinarians specializing in marine life, 3 rescue divers, and a whale behavior expert. After a quick assessment, the team got to work. 2 divers entered the water with specialized equipment to begin removing the barnacles. Their tools were far more effective than the knives Mark had used. They employed hydraulic scrapers designed to safely remove the parasites without damaging the whale's skin. The process was slow but steady, with the divers rotating shifts every hour. Mark, having received permission from the incident commander, joined in to assist wherever he could. The calf remained nearby, observing the entire operation closely. Once most of the barnacles had been cleared, the veterinarians conducted a more thorough examination. That's when they noticed a small bump on the whale's side. Unusual for this species. Using a portable underwater ultrasound device, they discovered signs of a possible foreign object inside the whale's stomach. After a brief discussion, the team made a careful decision. The whale would need further evaluation and treatment at a nearby marine mammal rehabilitation center. The rescue boat began preparations to transport the whale safely for urgent care. Have you ever had an unexpected encounter with nature? Share your wildest wildlife story in the comments below. We'd love to hear how the animal kingdom surprised you. What happened next shocked everyone on board. Was it too late to save her? It was a complicated and delicate situation. The whale was weak, and even minor stress could have been life-threatening, but there was no other choice. Without immediate intervention, her chances of survival were very low. Using a specialized inflatable support system and a gentle towing method, the rescue team carefully guided the whale to shore. The calf followed closely, never straying more than a meter away. Once at the Marine Rehabilitation Center, the veterinary team got to work. What they discovered inside the whale shocked everyone. A large piece of industrial fishing net contaminated with toxic substances. Lab analysis revealed the net had been treated with harmful anti-fouling agents, including tributalatin, a dangerous pollutant in marine ecosystems. "This is like a ticking time bomb," said Dr. Chen. When the whale ingested the net, chemicals broke down in her stomach and entered her bloodstream, accumulating in her fat and spreading through her body. Tests showed major organ strain, including liver inflammation and kidney stress. Her immune system was compromised, likely leading to the barnacle infestation and muscle weakness. Chemical traces embedded in the synthetic net fibers were still visible under lab lights. A technician noted that although such coatings were banned in many places, they're still used where regulations are weak. For 3 weeks, the whale and her calf stayed in a recovery tank. Mark visited frequently, assisting with care and documenting their progress. Gradually, the mother whale began to heal. Wounds closed, appetite returned, and toxin levels dropped. Through it all, the calf stayed faithfully by her side, earning admiration from the staff. By mid-October, with health indicators normal, the team prepared for their release. On the day of, dozens gathered on the beach. Mark filmed from a support boat. As the gates opened, the whales hesitated, then swam out in unison. After a short distance, they leapt into the air, creating a stunning splash, a parting gesture that felt like a farewell and a thank you. They headed north, beginning their migration to Hawaii. In the following months, the story appeared in scientific and environmental publications. Experts were amazed by the calf's behavior, seeking human help. An extraordinary act highlighting whale intelligence. Tracking devices confirmed the pair reached Hawaii safely, joining a pod of humpbacks. Then, the unexpected happened. The next summer, while diving, Mark spotted two familiar shapes. As he approached, he realized it was them. The mother and calf had returned, now strong and healthy. The mother bore a small scar, but looked vibrant. They stayed near Mark's boat for nearly an hour. The calf, now larger, even touched the boat gently with its fin. This story isn't just about a marine rescue. It reflects the powerful connection between humans and wildlife. Because of one diver's compassion and the dedication of a skilled team, 2 lives were saved. If you think nature has a way of surprising us when we least expect it, make sure to hit like and subscribe. You won't want to miss the incredible wildlife moments we share every week. And in the most unexpected turn of events, Mark's life would change forever. For Mark Anderson, that day beneath the surface changed everything. Once a seasoned diver with a camera, the experience of rescuing the whale and calf sparked something deeper. He left his job and joined the Marine Mammal Rescue Center, the same team that saved the whales. Today, he works on the front lines of ocean conservation, helping whales, dolphins, and seals along the Pacific coast. His photographs now appear in educational programs and awareness campaigns, helping people understand marine life and the impact of pollution. One iconic image, the calf mid-jump, now hangs in classrooms and marine labs around the world. Each year, as humpbacks return to British Columbia, Mark returns to the sea. He dives in with his camera and quiet hope.